welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Kelsey and I wanted to say happy Halloween. Today is my favorite holiday of all year. But I hope you guys had a great time trick-or-treating and got to spend some time with some family and friends. And I hope all the kids aren't eating all their candy because they're gonna have tummy aches. But today I have a really neat piece. It's an antique piece, very old. I want to say it dates between 1870 and 1941. But I really hope I do her justice today. I have not started on her yet as I'm recording this. I've been very nervous once I found out how old this piece was. I don't want to mess it up. So come along on this little journey with me and cross our fingers that we do good. But if you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe right down below. And go check out my other videos. My crib video is pretty funny. I will have you laughing. My blonde really comes out in that video. And I recently did a ugly duckling challenge. That video is really beautiful. I still use that. My kids love it. I love it. It's so much easier to put stuff in it. But go check out the other videos and let's get on with this one. I have this dresser I got at my local thrift store for $30. And I think they were just trying to get rid of it. I mean, I probably could have gotten, you know, a little bit more, but 30 bucks is not bad. It's not bad at all. I haven't done anything to, I've had it for, I want to say like 2 years. I have not done anything to it. I just, you can see in the video, I have my little cords on it. I literally didn't even put handles on it. I was getting it for extra storage space for my clothes, but now that I've cleaned a lot of my clothes out, I don't know what to do with it. I know it's still going to be like for my clothes and stuff, but maybe I can have like some toiletry stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I usually just kind of throw the dice in there and go, oh, that looks great. That's kind of how I roll. I'm not a very like, let's plan this out and we're going to do the A through Z. I'm very like, we'll start with A and hopefully we could get to Z, because Lord knows that's about how my brain works. I really wanted to start on this piece for a while now, but I just started looking into it a couple days ago. And I don't want to ruin her. I'm calling it a her. I don't want to ruin her by painting her. I was going to paint. I was going to do like a sage green. If you can't tell, green is my favorite color. I really like the deep greens, and the golds and the blacks and whites. I kind of just have like a random taste, kind of however I feel, really, I guess. But I thought sage green would really look nice, and I was like, you know what? Let me look into it. Let me kind of look in. So I started looking over the piece, and I saw this sticker on the back. There's no other signature on the piece, nothing that says like Billy Bob made it or whatever. It just says the Golden Oaks Atlas Furniture Company, number 462. So I looked that up, couldn't find anything for a little bit. I was getting kind of frustrated. So I texted my dad. I said, hey Dad, do you know where this piece might have came from? Or he's very knowledgeable on historic things. And so he started looking it up. I was looking it up at the same time. And we kind of came up with the Atlas Furniture Company. We were looking that up, but I could only find like a bunch of other pieces from the Atlas Furniture Company. It wasn't necessarily like any information. Then we found this part where it was where it was funded and all this stuff. My husband really helped the next day on that to kind of narrow it down. but it said it was formed in 1883 as a Swedish furniture company by Swedish immigrants named Lawrence Eriksson and Gustav Goldberg in Jamestown, New York. The name was changed to Atlas in 1871. It was a huge furniture store from what I've read from the late 1800s until when it closed in 1941. So that's why I was saying this piece could be anywhere between like 1870 or even the mid 1800s to 1941. So anywhere between there. That's what I'm thinking. They said that the Atlas was the second biggest maker of bedroom furniture in the US at the time, at the beginning of the Depression in 1929. It was 100% employee owned, and every single employee and officer was a stockholder. So I thought that was a pretty cool information. That was really all I could find on it. There was nothing now about it. A lot of people are selling their pieces for quite a bit of money. I saw some pieces for a few $100s, like $700-800, for like a couple thousand. It just depended on the condition of it, and I was just lucky that I even got a chance to have a piece like that in my house. I'm very lucky, and I really hope I don't ruin it by making it over. But I was also looking at the nails, which I don't know if they're nails or if they're like pieces of wood that are in there. Y'all let me know. I could be wrong on the nails part, but what I thought were nails, I was looking them up. By the way, do not look up nails in 1800s or what did I look up? Old nails or something like that. I don't know what I looked up. It was something really like plain. Scarred me for life very much. Can't look at nails the same. It's very disgusting, so I highly suggest nobody look up old nails. Be specific. Unlike me, like I said, I just kind of blit and go do it. Make sure you put the time, like the year, what the nail was for. I mean, be more detailed than I was. But as you can see by the picture, I'm thinking the top nails were the hand wrought nail from the 1800 era. Like I said, it also could be a piece of wood that they just hammered in, like honestly. But I also found this nail in the back. It looks like the type A nail because it has a bigger face. It's not so square. So what I imagine, if they're all nails, the top and the top ones too, they probably just had a big old bucket next to them and they were just hammering away. I mean, honestly, it's way back when. That's just what my brain kind of comes up with. It's like, oh, they just got buckets next to them. They're just hammering stuff in. I don't know. We all have a nail bucket, per se here, like, and then the nail drawer, or just go grab some nails. I need to put this picture up, or, whatever. So that's what I'm imagining that they did. I could be wrong. I'm not even going to try to be like, this is what happened. I could be completely wrong. And those could be pieces of wood. I have no idea. I have not started on the piece yet. So I haven't sanded over it. But then my dad was asking me about the dovetails. I looked up what a dovetail was, found out what it was. They do have dovetails, and I learned that dovetails are only used in like handcrafted woodwork. So if it's handcrafted or anything, they usually have dovetails. Like, you're not going to find dovetails in a Walmart piece of furniture or IKEA or something. Like, they're not going to have it usually. It's usually only with handcrafted wood. So it did have it, and he was like, those are very beautiful dovetails. I love my dad. We noticed that. So we know it's all handcrafted. Clearly, as you can tell, I mean, the wood's not like perfect. It has nicks and scratches and God knows who had it before me, and the top, I mean, it's just, you never know. You never know what the history is in a piece unless like you could go back somehow and like find out who had it and what they did and all that, you know, all the cool history stuff. So now that I've taught you a school lesson and I've rambled on for more than like 10 minutes now, so let's get on to the video, and I really hope I do her justice today, and I hope I don't ruin her. All right, well, let's get on to the video. So I'm starting with the 120 grit. That was the one that I thought would work the best. I did not want to start with like the very coarse, I think it was like 80 grit or something. I think that would have probably chewed up the wood too much. So I did the 120 and it did great. I mean, it took off what I wanted it to take off, and I was very pleased with it. I did leave the back alone. I didn't want to mess with the back, especially with like the original sticker, the original color, everything. So I did leave that alone. I did not stain it, paint it, or, you know, I didn't do anything with it. So that's why I just kind of ignored it. But yeah, it did. The 120 did really good on this. I absolutely hated sanding the front pieces of this. Trying to get into the little grooves and everything like that, it was so hard, and I was just getting really frustrated. And I knew it wasn't going to stain very well, and you'll see later on in the video it doesn't stain very well. So it was giving me a hard time, but you know what? I'm glad it did, because it gave me more of a like, okay, we're gonna do this. Like, you're gonna be done, and you're gonna look nice. So I am so sorry I haven't posted in about a month. It's been because I've been very busy with some family vacations, the kids schooling, and just things around the house. I've just been extremely busy, and with 4 kids, it doesn't make it any easier. So trying to find time to do a project and film and edit and all that stuff, it just was not working. So I put my priorities straight, had, you know, dealt with what we needed to at the house, and then did this after we went to Colorado and all that stuff. That will actually be at the end of the video, so if you would like to watch that, watch all the way to the end, and you will see our Colorado trip and some of the things we were making, doing, my crafts, just all sorts of things that we've been doing the past month. So I hope you really enjoy it all. So here's the stain of my choosing. I made the stain a while back for another project me and my husband did for my best friend. We mixed the ebony black stain and then I want to say a walnut or something, but I can't really remember what the color it was. I think it was kind of a light brown, and I wanted a darker tone of brown. Without buying more stain, I just used what I got, and that's what most of my projects have been lately. I also ended up using my mixed stain that I had previously made, and then the Ebony Stain, so the really dark black stain. It came out so beautifully on that piece of plywood that was black paint. I was kind of seeing how the paint looked with the stain, and I liked it, but I didn't want to paint the piece. I wanted to stick with just pure stain all over, because it's much easier and all that stuff. And I kept going back and forth, talking to my dad, talking to my husband. I was like, does this look nice? You know, kind of getting the opinions and all that stuff. And I just ended up staying with the black stain, and I am absolutely in love with the end piece, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what it looks like. And it just, it came out so beautifully. So I had to stop and go pick the kids up from school, and then I got my son's haircut, and then afterwards I was not about to come home, cook dinner, because I totally forgot to put anything out. So we just went to Mod Pizza. Not sponsored, but their pizza is amazing. If you haven't tried it, go try it now. So here's the next day, and here in like a few seconds you're gonna hear my husband messing with me. He loves messing with me while he's at work, and if he sees me out front, you know, picking weeds or sweeping or whatever, he'll come over the mic and just say, "Hey babe, what's up?" You know, so it's fun, and it's kind of our way to communicate during the day sometimes. So on this Ebony Stain, I was not sure about it at first. I was getting really frustrated at the look of it when I would wipe it off. It just was not staining it correctly. And of course on those front pieces, it just would wipe off, like to where it would not even look like I stained it. So what I did, I just left it on there for, I want to say like an hour or two. Like I left it on there for quite a while just so it would really soak in and really get that color through there. And if it worked, it worked. If not, I was just gonna like honestly paint it because it was getting really frustrating. But I ended up not having to paint it, and I just left the stain on. I did wipe it off. I did not get it on camera, but I did end up wiping it off gently so it wouldn't leave like that tacky residue. And if you do have that tacky residue on there, it will never fully dry, so you need to make sure you do wipe it off. But it was not staining for me. I was getting real frustrated. But it looks really good at the end. Okay, hey friend. I know. You came for me? Oh yes. Huh?
Save it in your video. I love you, bye.
What?
It says save it in your video. I love you, bye.
I love you too, bye. So here in a second, you're about to see me painting like a child. I have super weak wrists. Ever since I was in the Marine Corps, they just can't really hold anything super heavy. So you'll see me kind of like whole hand painting it like with my, like I'm punching sideways or whatever. But, or you'll see me like sanding, and I'll use my other hand to kind of make more pressure. It's just, I just kind of do whatever I need to, adjust where I need to adjust, and I just keep going. You can't really let it bother you. So between each coat, each stain, I let it dry for a full day. And then the clear coat, I let that dry for an entire full day. So I made sure it was dry and ready for the final look. Look at how pretty that looks all together. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to see the final product. I got these knobs off of Amazon. I was looking at all of the other stores and I could not find anything I really liked, or everything was really expensive, like $20+ and I was not gonna spend that kind of money. I wanted to keep it cheap and within my budget. So I found these on Amazon. They were about $12, and plus they arrived the next day. I saw some other ones that I was just gonna like spray paint, but you had to spend like $25 or $30, and I just didn't want to do that.
That one's all about it.
Step down, Kelsey. Probably not too sense of period.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I really hope you guys enjoyed watching the video today. Please remember hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you can get notified when I post next. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.